Admon and Hanan and Chonon, that a person goes overseas and leaves his wife behind, and his wife wants to get mizonos, right? She wants to be supported. Does she have to swear, or doesn't she have to swear? So Chonon says that Tishava besov lo tishava batchila, meaning when she gets the mizonos, she has a right to take mizonos from his assets. Why? But the question is, she may have taken others, because we'll see. More discuss sorority. Before he left, maybe he left her with something, and therefore she has no right. The answer is because ultimately she's going to want to collect the ksuba. So when she collects the ksuba, they're only going to let her collect. She's going to have to swear that she hadn't taken anything previously. So therefore, the shua at the end will cover her. The Chachomim say no. It was Bezdin Shel Kohanim Gedolim said no. Not only does she swear at the end, she has to swear at the beginning. She swears at both ends, right? That's what the Bezdin Shel Kohanim Gedolim said. Nechulav b'nei Kohanim Gedolim tishav b'tchilu b'sof. So that's what we're holding. Mi sheholach lebedinas hayom. He left his wife behind. Itma Rab Omar poskim zonos leishesish. That the Bezdin rules that she has a right to take mizonos. Okay? Shmuel Lama ain't poskim zonos leishesish. You don't. We'll see. Discuss it. Merzen said, what exactly is the argument Rav and Shmuel? Rav says the Bezdin goes and they locate the assets of the husband, and they take from the assets to provide mizonos. Shmuel says they don't. Omar Shmuel modani modali abo. Rav is referred to as abo. Modali abo bishlosh chadoshim rishonim. The first 3 months that he went overseas, Aleph, you have to see the Bach, right? Ain't poskin. Meaning the court doesn't give her anything for the first 3 months. First 3 months that he's away, she gets nothing. Why? Because before he left, he definitely left food and money in the house to provide for 3 months. 3 months coverage she had. Okay? So therefore, he says, even Rav agrees with me, the court does not take to support her for the first 3 months. What about Shishamba Bomes? What about if word came back that he passed away? Adam said he died overseas. Kulamalo Pligi. Everybody agrees that what? The court, even Shmuel agrees. Shmuel agrees. She collects from what? She collects, the court locates assets. Now it's an estate, and they support her from the estate.
So that's Adam, correct?
Adam. Ki Pligi. What are the argue? Shlosham Bomes. It's beyond the first 3 months. We don't know. We believe he's alive wherever he may be. And therefore, we don't know. Why don't we? Because we say, if a man doesn't abandon his wife, right? Does he leave her over with nothing? So we say 3 months, definitely. Even Rav agrees not. What about beyond 3 months? Seemingly, he would have come back or sent instruction that she should be taken care of. Therefore, Shmuel says, you don't give her. Because the reason why the husband's concerned for his wife's welfare. So why does his husband just abandon his wife? It's not an abandonment, right? Evidently, he must have made some level of arrangement. It could be one of two things, as the Gemara will explain. Either he gave her some packets of money to cover her, or maybe, why does the husband have to give his wife support mizonos? Because he takes her earnings. Therefore, she gets the support. Maybe he said to his wife, I don't want your earnings. And she agreed to it. So he has no obligation to support her. That's what so it's not the husband's acting irresponsibly. Because an arrangement was made before they left between the two of them, therefore that's the reason. So it's not the husband's being delinquent on his responsibility. Okay, we'll see. Rav Poskin. Rav says, the court rules, determines she needs so much, they go and they locate the assets, and what? She supported. Because the husband has an obligation to provide mizonis for what? For his wife. Shmuel ain't poskin. Why? My time. Oh, now there's an argument according to Shmuel. Rab Zviroma ain't tsori atvaso. Because there's a chance, because again, we have what we call the raglaim ledavar. We have circumstantial evidence that the husband gave her something. Because the husband doesn't abandon the wife. So why did he come back or say anything? Evidently, there's a strong chance to say he gave her what? He gave her sorority, he gave her packets of money, and therefore he provided for her. Maybe before he left, they agreed. He says, take your earnings and let that cover your support. And she agreed to it. So if she agreed to that, then what? She has no claim from mizonos. Because again, but what's pushing us in this direction? What's pushing us in this direction is because a husband doesn't abandon a wife, right? My beinayu, what's the difference between in Shmuel? Whether the reason is because Chashin Litzrori, that maybe he gave her packets of money, or maybe he agreed with it, it seems my Sidach was on a Sayach. Iga beinayu Gedola for those subco. What about it? She's an adult, his wife's an adult, and she either writes one of two things. Either it's Shnas Batzores, there's no workaround. So if there's no workaround, she can't support herself. So if the reason is Masidach is on a Sayach, there's no Masid Dain. So if that's the case, the obligation comes back. But if he gave her packets of money, he may have given her something, right? So according to the reason of Atfsot Tzrori, right, she's not going to get. But if it's Simai Sayidach ben Usayach, she will get. The court, in that case, even Shmuel would agree that she would get, right? Because if there's no work, there's nothing to cover her support, so then he's bound. He has to support her. Inami Ketana V'Sopka. Let's say she's a minor, and she could earn her own keep. She could earn her own keep. A husband doesn't give a minor cash to cover. So therefore, if the reason why you don't is because she could cover her own through her own earnings, then you don't give her. But if the reason the Atfas Tzrori, you may have given her packets of money. A husband doesn't normally give money to a minor. Therefore, even Shmuel would agree in that case, she would get. Okay? They give him his owners. Okay? No administrator. The court. No. Okay, no administrator. She doesn't need an administrator. We're saying if she can earn her own keep, she could provide for herself. Not 12. Katana. What's a katana? When were you bar mitzvah? When you were 6 or when you were 17? When were you bar mitzvah? Okay, katana means a minor, less than 12 years old. Okay? No. Yeah, if it's b'nei chorim, it's machlokas. If it's fixed assets, you collect mizonos. Metaltli, if the husband's alive, you also collect. It's only the question is from the estate. If he died, you don't collect movables from the estate. But if he's alive, whatever it is, cash or whatever, they take it. Tanan. Okay, so we have to bring a proof. Tanan. We learned it. V'ishto tovas mizonos. Husband went overseas. Now the wife wants to be supported, right? She goes chanonoma tishava besof tishava betchila. Our Mishnah, right? The question is to get it for the court to provide. When does she take the shvua? Immediately, or she take what she wants to collect the ksuba? She says tishav basof. She'll swear before she collects the ksuba. When they give him his owners immediately, without. Nechlu ola b'nei kohanim gedolim. This is the Mishnah. Our Mishnah, the beginning of the parak. V'ama tishava betchila ubesof. She swears at the beginning and the end. Ad kalu pligi. So where's the machalos chonen and the b'nei kohanim gedolim? Elin yishvua. Aval mizoni yavina lo. But factually, you give her. I mean, according to Shmuel, Shmuel said, "What you don't give her whatsoever." No, they're swearing about mizonos. To get mizonos, but if you swear, you get it. But Tosa says, but if there's a question of tzrori, or is a question he may have said, you have to have edim. A shvua doesn't allow you to collect money. Shmuel, Tigramo Shmuel, how does Shmuel answer this? So you see clearly from the Mishnah that you collect. V'shamu shames, meaning it's speaking where word came from overseas that he died. So if he died, then what? Then she has a claim to the estate. The estate is lien to what? To her. So now she has to swear. Maybe she took, or maybe he gave her, whatever. Toshma. Misha olach midin sayom. The ishto tavas mizonos. They come to the moment tishava. Chonon omer lo tishava. 1 second. You hear this? Chonon, it's the same thing, but there's a brisa. Nekon says you want mizonos, you have to swear. Chonon says lo vimbo v'oma pasakti lo mizonos. What about the husband eventually returns? He returns, and he says, I gave her, right? Now the husband's believed. Wait a second. Wait a second. But what do we see over here? And Rashi's, she has to reimburse him, whatever she collects. But we say, but until he says it, she gets, right? It's speaking about before he came back. The word came from overseas, he died. Then the husband showed up. We'll see in a moment. Meaning there was a shmuah came from overseas that he died. So the court says, okay, they gave him mizonos. Now the husband shows up, and the husband says, by the way, I provided for her, so now she has to reimburse him. He's Nemon. But why did we give him according to Shmuel? If the man's alive, after 3, we don't give her. But that's speaking because there was a Shmuel, word came overseas that he died. So the estate is bound to support her. Toshma. Same story. Went overseas. Queen Mary VI, okay, went on the boat. Right? Yeah? The husband says, you know something? The husband says, let your earnings cover your keep. Finished. He has a right to say that. Right? Rashoy, he's permitted. What about Kodmu Beznu Posku? What if the court, before he said it, they already ruled that he good? Mash Posku Posku. So again, it doesn't make any sense. What do you mean, in Posku? But they can't, we say that if Meisholach Lidus Hayam, no, the court doesn't paskin, doesn't rule on that. No, it says. He came afterwards. Rashoy, he could say it. What about Bezna already Posku? They gave the psak before, right? Then the halach is, but we said, according to Shmuel, unless he died, Bezna doesn't give such a psak. Right. So what does it mean, Bezna Posku? What about Shom Shemes? That's what happened. They thought he died. Word came from overseas he died. So the court gave a ruling. She collects from the estate. The guy showed up. He said, by the way, I said to her, so then again, she has to reimburse him. Yes. No. Only for her. Oh no, the kids aren't going to get. They're not going to divide up the estate. No. But to support her, you do support her, because she needs a means of support. No, she can collect the ksuba. We'll see. Toshma. Misholach l'minisiyam v'ishtu tavas mizonos. Again, husband went overseas, and now she's coming to ask for support. Bezdin yordlu nechosa v'zonin umefaris l'ishto. They go locate assets. They support her and support whatever her need is. Avol lo bonav b'nosov. You this, but not her children and her daughters. V'lo davarach, and also not to provide for davarach, which what is davarach? Omerav sheishish. The Masha Sishtal de Shlish. We see that initially he had set up an escrow account. There's a third party who's going to take care of her needs. Okay? This is Shmuel. It means that her husband set up somebody to provide. So therefore, let's say the man doesn't have to provide, so he goes to the court. So this is the wishes of the husband. Under normal circumstances, we're not going to do it. But since the husband set up this situation, therefore she'll get. Someone says, Yochi, Bara Benosav Nami. So if that's the case, what did the children get? Someone says, he set up this shlish for the wife, not for the children. Not to provide for the children. So Rashi says, Hemed Abitrobis, Luzona, V'achshav, Moshe Abitrobis is Yodo, Ashta Vade Litzrori Leklamecha. Originally there was Nabitrobis. Nabitrobis says, I'm quitting the job. No, which means like this. What does Shmuel say? You don't give her mizonos. It does went over because there's a concern. Tzrori. He gave her packets of money. But let's say before he left a guardian. So if he left a guardian, he definitely didn't give her packets of money because he provided a guardian to take care of what he needs. Let's say 2 years after he's away, the guardian quits. So definitely she'll get mizonos. Even Shmuel agreed because the only reason initially we were denying her because we said her husband provided by giving her money under the table. But here that he provided a guardian to provide for her, so that's clearly he didn't give her anything because he gave her what he needed a guardian, right, to give her allowance every month. So therefore, even Shmuel would agree. So if there's a guardian, so what about the children? We don't let the children get. Why not? The answer is he didn't set up a guardian for the children initially, only for her. He says, right? Samar says no. A father has no obligation to support his children, right? But he has no. We're talking about where they're not infants. They're not, right? So if that's the case, he set up, so why don't you give them? The answer is he set up for the wife, not for the children. 1 second. Right? He set up the guardian for the wife, not for the children. Someone says, my psoka, why all of a sudden? Why are we saying for one and one, not for the other? Someone says, Elo, Omer HaPapis Trek, Kishisham B'Boshemes, Beit Echot. You hear this? The shmua that came from overseas, a single witness. A single witness comes and says, Meis Bailo. If a woman wants to get married with a single witness, we have the mission in Yevamah, she's allowed to get married. Because we say, Isha Daik, a woman will do the research to make sure that he died, and she could get married. So ksuba and marriage, you're allowed to get married, she definitely get a ksuba. But based on testimony of one witness, we're not going to let the kids divide the estate. Until you have two witnesses saying that he died, you don't let them touch the estate. You don't let them touch the estate. They're not heirs. You're only heirs when factually died. The testimony of one witness is not, it's only Mishum Aguna Akila Rabbana. For her to remarry, we don't want her to remain a living widow. So therefore, there's a special leniency. But for them, we don't say such a thing. That's what he says. The boss in Suvek, he says, the boy in Suvek, since she's permitted to get married based on testimony of a single witness, Motzi mitzvah, right? Mizoni nami. So therefore, we give mizonos. If the husband died, she has a claim to the estate for mizonos. That means she has a claim for mizonos. Right, based on testimony of witnesses, if now the children want to divide the estate, they're not permitted to divide it because you need two witnesses for that. So if that's the case, mizoni nami le'avina, because children have no claim to mizonos. It's only because they're heirs. So how do we establish them as heirs? You need two witnesses. So for her that she's permitted to get married, so that's the equivalent of two witnesses. She could get married, she could get the ksuba if she wants, she has to be provided for. Because we see her as a widow. Because you can't say she's not a widow, she could get married. Because you can't separate the two. Now it says, but you provide for her for mizonos, but not dover acher. What's dover acher? No, person has a drinking habit. Wants to drink, go to the bar once a day. Or to the cocktail lounge. It doesn't mean. Dover acher rechisto matachshit. She wants Rashi. What tachshit is? She wants besomin. Tachshit means perfume. Okay. Rav Yosef tzedakah. No, she has a right. People come knock on the door. She wants to give tzedakah. No, she's also somebody. She wants to be a philanthropist on his cheshbon. So that you don't do. What you need, a need is what to feed you, support you. Mandio matachshit. If you don't give it tachshit, which is a necessity, which is more of a necessity, right? That's her personal need. Koshkin tzedakah, so you don't give tzedakah. Mandio tzedakah avatachshit yavina lo. Why? The nechol le detinvo. Because we could say with certainty that's something the husband wants it to have. He wants it to have that. She shouldn't be seen in a unacceptable state. She has an odor, right? Body odor. Toshma. Now, a woman is a yavama, right? Now, if they're 6 years old, the father has no obligation to support his children. If he's gone, even if he's here, if he's here, doesn't so if he's gone, for sure not. If he's present, he doesn't have to. Whatever it is, they have to beg. I mean, it's unusual. The father shouldn't give his daughter, his children, but if he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to. Up to 3 years, up. No. No, if they're under the age of 6, no, then they'll get supported. Not a question. Look, at one time, a 6-year-old child ready who was capable of either earning something, or we said earlier, a katana was capable of earning a living, right? Whatever she had to do, it was spinning thread or something like that. No, if the ship went down, you know, the man never could. No, a woman is not permitted to get married. Even if a witness said the ship went down, she's still not permitted to get married. Unless it's Mayim Sheish Lem Sof. If you could see the shore, remember we differentiated? Then she could, because they would have seen him come out. But if, let's say, it's just a vast ocean, you never know. Could have held onto a log and he somehow swam off somewhere. You know, he survived. So we don't allow her to get married. It's locked up. Toshma. We learned about Hayavomo Gimel Chodosh Mishonim Nizonos Mishabalo. Okay? Now, a woman, her husband dies, And then there's a halacha of havchana. You have to wait three months before another man's permitted to marry her, because you're the one whose child it is. She may be pregnant from the previous husband. So a man dies childless. So before yibum could be performed, you have to wait 3 months. So what, she's going to stop for the next 3 months. So why does she have to wait 3 months? Because she may be pregnant from the previous husband. So therefore, you provide for her from the estate for mizonos for her. Okay? Mishal balo. Balo, right? Hevama gibucha harishon mishal balo. Right? Mikan ve'elech einin zos lo mishal balo v'lo mishum yavam. Wait 1 second. She doesn't get from the husband any longer. And she doesn't, because the yavam is not the husband. He's not the husband. Right? Omad bidin. Right? What about she wanted to? She said to marry me, and he says, "Look, I'm going to hold you up. He should do yibum after 3 months." The man in the court says, "You got to do yibum." Barach, he absconds, he disappears, right? Nizonas Mishal Yavam, because really now he should have been the husband. If he would have been the husband, he would have had the obligation to feed her. He ran off. Okay, we treat him as if he is the husband, although he's not the husband. Wait. So now the question is. No. From the either one. Well, until he does yibum, he doesn't inherit the estate of his brother. Okay. Omelach Shmuel l'may nechush. So Shmuel says, but what do you mean you give him his onus? Shmuel says you don't give him his onus, right? That's what Shmuel said earlier. It's like no different than the husband going. If the husband running off, and the husband going overseas, why isn't it different? But it says over here you give him his onus. So this supports Rav. That Mishal Bala B'dis Hayam, you give him his onos. So Shmuel answers, L'may nechush. What should my nechush law? Why should we not give him his onos? L'hai imishum tzrari. Well, we're going to say the oven gave her packets of money before he ran off. They never had a relationship. He never filled the mitzvah yibum, right? Lo mekarved daite legabo. They never had to do. Il mas mishum masi yodeo. Lo mishtabdo leg. He said, "See masi yodach from zonosayach." If he had an obligation to support her, he says, "You know something? Take your earnings and cover her." Right. They were never married, so he couldn't have that agreement couldn't have been made. So therefore, what do we say? You should have done yibum, and you didn't. If that's the case, we lean your estate. You got to feed her. You have to support her. So Shmuel, therefore, it's not different. No, because he should have. The court ruled you have to do yibum. They said either yibum or chalitza. The guy disappears. See, you leave her hanging. We treat you as if you're a husband, and we take from your estate. Okay? Toshma. Isholcha hiu bailo m'disayam. Okay? Take from either. You can either way. You can take from either one, from either estate, because she is a widow. She's an almona. She's no worse than an almona. My concern is the new guy. Okay. Here she went with him overseas. They went together. No. Honeymoon. He never came back from the honeymoon. Okay? No. 1 second. Came back. She comes back. They said, "Where's your husband?" She buried him. Okay? No children. We believe her. She's believed. She's a widow. A woman's believed she's mezbali. So if she wants, she could be supported from the estate, because it says in the ksuba that as long as you're in the home of your husband, you get supported. She wants to collect the ksuba, she collect the ksuba. What about Gershoni Bali? What about she comes back, she says, "No, I was divorced." She says she's divorced, she's not believed. Right? She's not believed. Wait. Because the others, Mishumaguna Kilo Barabonan. Gershon, who said, right? Mispane, Rotza Nizonis, Rotza Govik Suboso. She take either one, because we say Monovsha. Wait a second. Rotza Nizo, but to what degree? 1 second. Rotza Nizon, Rotza Govik Suboso. Gershoni, Bali, Mispaneso, Lechs, Ad Kedek Suboso. Only up to the value of the Ksuba. Because we say Monovsha. We say Monovsha. If your husband's alive, he has to support you. And if he's not alive, minimally you have to get the ksuba. What 3 years? Would you come over 3 years?
She can take one up until for 3 years, and then she has to make.
No, not 3 years. We're told 3 years.
I thought two-
We said before.
I thought we had that.
No, we said 25 years. 25 years.
That's how ultimately it came out. Was there?
No. You have too much knowledge for me. Okay, let's see. Gershoni Bali Mispanis Voleches Ad Kedei Ksubos. Hochanamik Shambo Shemes. Yeah. Originally they heard that he died. If actually they heard she was mes, so if that's the case, she collects more than the ksuba. But it's like a shav nashcha chaticha disura. But what did she say? According to her statement, I'm a divorcee. What does divorcee mean? Divorcee means that means according to that, your husband doesn't have to what's it? We don't know if I should believe you. So up to the ksuba, you deserve, if that you'll get. More than that, that's only if you're not divorced. But according to your statement, you are divorced. Maximum up to the ksuba. They said, it's like shav nashchit disura. So who does baldin? You victimized yourself. She victimized herself. Okay? There was a case just recently. It's a Rahmanis, crazy guy. There was a case. This is the story. Yeah, the man in Lake, he lives in Lakewood. People are afraid to go. He should be put into cherem. The guy should be put into cherem. People are afraid to do anything because you never know what he could say about anybody. This man has no compunction, lying at levels that you can't believe. And because he has this relation with the FBI, anything he says, the FBI says, you know something, we're going to grab this guy. Do you want to be grabbed? Then you got to prove your innocence. You don't want to go near the man. So the man's like the plague. No, but factually, he's a very bad man. Bad is an understatement of what he is. And I'm telling you 50th of the story of really how bad this guy is. Because he's out there, he's a magnet. He's out there, he's doing their work. It's ongoing, you know. They're trying to get as many. Because the more he gets, they told him it'll be easy. At the end, they're going to throw him into the clinker himself. They're not going to have any rachmanis on him. Yep. Further. Toshma. Keitzar omru. Me'enes ein lo mezonos. Now, if a woman gets married as a minor by the mother or by the brothers, if she says, I refuse to be with my husband, so the marriage is annulled retroactively. So there's no question. She gets no mezonos, right? It's as if she was never married to him. Keitzar omru me'enes ein lo mezonos. You can't say she's still with her husband because she's without that means she's not menace. Why? Listen to this. Her husband went overseas. Love sova. You hear this? She borrowed because the husband had to feed her. And as a child, the husband, sorority, we don't give to a child. So we know the husband did not give her packets of money. Right? So she borrowed and he ate. Now, after she borrowed, as a wife, as a minor, she said, I had enough of the guy. The guy's been away too long. I'm out of here. Okay? So, you know something? She's not reimbursed. Because, no. He borrowed. What about all the lenders? Right? The husband's not obligated. Because when she said, I'm out, retroactively, the marriage was annulled. So when they lent her, she wasn't the wife. No, that's the halacha. Halacha it's akrin rabbanu kedushim yinei. When a woman says is ma'enes, that's why she doesn't need a get. Right? Ma'enes doesn't need a get because it's retroactive. Okay? Time of demino, holo mino, yavino no. But what do we say? But until she says I'm out, they would collect from the estate. She's a minor. She's clearly right because she's menace. A little child can't provide sufficiently for herself. As a result of it, she had a right to borrow. So why don't they have a right to collect? Because it was miyano. Right? So the marriage was retroactively annulled. So now, bottom line, mahavalo. What's the halacha? Do you rule like Rav? Do you rule like Shmuel? Shmuel says you give her. We're not worried about trori, packets of money. We're not worried they made a deal that he says, I'm not going to support you. Ki also Rav Dimi, Oma Mase, Bo Lifnei Rebbe, the Beis Shorim. Beis Shorim was Rebbe's, that's where he lived. It's only when we had earlier, when he was sick, they took him to Tzipori because the air was way up in the mountains. It's healthier air. Uposek Mizonos, Yeah? And he ruled, you have to feed her. Yeah? A wife's husband goes overseas, she has a right. We're not worried about Tzroi. We rule like Rav. Lefnei Rabbi Shmuel b'Tzipori. They came for Rabbi Shmuel b'Tzipori. V'lo posek lo mizonos. So good. So Rabbi ruled one way. Rabbi Shmuel ruled differently. Toibo Rabbi Yochanan. So Rabbi Yochanan was taken aback. V'chimar Rabbi Shmuel shelo posek lo mizonos. Why Rabbi Shmuel ruled that she doesn't get mizonos? Holo nechlo b'nei kohen gdolim v'chonen el linyin shvua. They argued, do you have to swear or not to swear? Mizonos she gets. What's your question? He already explained. Shamba b'shemes. The machlokas, Chonin and the Bnei Kohen, that's where the word came from overseas that he died. But if he's alive, Not. Omalei, pasvisa, bokula hai. I'm not sure what it means. It means you solved it to such a degree. I mean, you see it so easy, you just brushed it away. Ki also Rabban said, Masabo lefnei Rebbe Beishorim v'lo posek l'mazonos. It's just the other way. Rabban had a different version. Rebbe ruled, she doesn't get mazonos. Lefnei Rebbe Shmuel b'tzipora posek lo mazonos. He said the other way, she does get mazonos. Om Rebbe Yochanan, I wrote Rebbe shlo posek lo. Why did Rebbe feel that she shouldn't get? Do lo nechlech chonu b'nei konim gedolim el linyin shvua. Al mazonos yavinen lo. Amalei Rav Shabbat Rabbo, Kvar Tigmo Shmuel beBavel, before he said Rabbeinu Shmuel. Right? Kishom bo shemes, Amalei Pasisa bo kulahai. You mean you resolved it so easily? V'hilchso kavosi the Rav. We rule like Rav. Paskinim mazonos leishis ish. Stop. We give mazonos. We're not concerned. Tzrori, we're not concerned that he said, Tzimai shiyadayich b'mazonos sayich. Not good. She gets, like Rav. V'hilchso kavosi Rav Hunam Rav. Who's that? Let's say a woman earns, we have this in Alpha, she earns a lot more money than his supporters were. Not interested. She says, I'm not interested in your support. A wife has a right to say that to her husband. Right? She says, don't support me. I don't need you, but you're not getting my earnings. He has a right to say that. What's kunya? Regarding kunyas, we're talking this Machlokes Rashi, are we speaking about earthenware vessels that are covered with lead or covered with glass? That's the shaila, right? Earthenware, it absorbs. Once it absorbs, you can't extract. But the question, if it's covered with lead, does it absorb through the lead into the earthenware, into the clay? Like pottery, right? The inside. Do we say it's like porous? Somehow gets in. So Rashi says, what's money to kunya? Tosas argues. Money to kunya, kli cheresh shemchapin aleim oferes shekorin plumber. Oferes is lead. It's covered with lead. Now you know where people had lead poisoning. People used to lose their minds. Person becomes demented from lead. Okay? It's a famous story with Napoleon. That, when he was in exile in Elba Island in France, what he drank, the wine, it was from lead, and he died. That's what he died from lead poisoning. Okay, little history. Napoleon. Okay. Yeah. That's what he said in Hebrew too. How do you say Napoleon? Napoleon. Okay. Hani mani de kunya chivri v'uchmi. If the clay is white clay or black clay, sharu. It's permitted. Yeroki, if it's greenish, asiri. 1 second. Then it's also, Rashi says, Vishoferes machlik es acheres, ve'eno menicho livloa. Because it covers up the clay. It's sealed with the... So therefore, it doesn't have the ability to absorb. Aval Yeroki, mu'urav tzrif shekorin. It's like it's what we call, what's the name? Corningware. Corningware is a mixture of glass and sand. It's a mixture. See, the others, it's coated. The others, the process, it becomes intermingled. Yet part of the cheres goes into the metal. So when it absorbs into the metal, it's really absorbing into the clay. So therefore, you're not going to be able to extract it. That's right. That Corningware can't be kosher for that reason. Okay? Vu'az, he says, it actually seeps into the clay. Right? When you put it into the kiln, that's you solidify it, it has that absorption because it intermingles. Okay? But Gemara says, when we said if it's white or black, it's only if they're not ridges. There are no ridges. But if they're ridges, then we say somehow it gets in. It goes through those ridges and goes into the clay. So Tos over here, he cites Rashi. Rega. 1 second. Rashi says it has to do with Yule. Pishkon's linear chametz vessel really of the right. Lo mishum ditzrich lemifsek halacha karav zvid. 1 second. No, the early Tosis. Pishkon's plumber. Klicheres Matichon Tocho Alferes, Veinir Lebentam, the Bzvochem Perek Gabi Asis Mizbeach, Tanyo, Sid Vekunya, Matech V'Shovich, Havelin Mema Aver, Shuloshem Braisa V'Od, Omer. See, he learns it's being about glazed. The clay, it's like China, that kind of thing. But of course, it's thicker. It's thicker. Because the reason we have, it's like a thin foil of glass. But if it's really a thick, then it's not a problem. Okay, let's do the next Mishnah. Person went overseas, and a third party went and paid the bills, covered his bills. Yeah? A good Samaritan, a good-hearted guy. He covered his neighbor's bills. He heard her crying all night. They couldn't sleep. He covered his bills to quiet her for the other person's wife. Okay? You know something? Forget about it. You know something? It's hiniach mosav akernat tzvi, the Gemara says. It's like you put your wallet on the horns of a deer, it goes off, your money's gone. Okay? Nechku olav ne'ar kohanim gedolim v'omru yishava kamahotzi v'yito. He swears and he's reimbursed by the husband. Because he had an obligation to support, even though it's a stira. It's contradiction. We said before, the husband has an obligation to give him his owners. So if he lenders, he's covering a debt, an obligation. And that's what Chanan said. But over here, and the Bnei Kohanim Gedolim said before, they said, they shav v'tchil v'asof. They said, no, yishava kama shahotziv Omer Reb Dosa ben Hirkes kidevreim. Definitely. Reb Dosa ben Hirkes, he concurs with Bnei Kohanim Gedolim. He has to be reimbursed. As long as he swears how much he gave, they get paid. Omer Reb Yochanan ben Zakkai, Yofa Omer Chonon, hiniach ma'osav al keren atzvi. It's gone. Wait. Okay, leave this for tomorrow.